morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
The driver who fired multiple times at law enforcement during a high-speed pursuit in Moody and Lake counties last summer is heading to prison for the rest of his life. On Wednesday, a judge in Madison sentenced James Lanfer to life behind bars, saying it was amazing that no one died during the chase. Lanfer had earlier pleaded guilty to 2 counts of aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer.
Prosecutors had asked for a 75-year sentence. Lanfer apologized in court, saying he ran because he was high on drugs, on parole, and had guns in the car. His passenger, Bonner Jewell, received 20 years in prison. A southwest Minnesota man who solicited a child online may have more victims than originally thought. 22-year-old Mason Mensing of Elmore was convicted in Minnesota last October. In November, he was accused of committing additional crimes across state lines. He was charged with 2 counts of attempting to produce child pornography in federal court.
The U.S. Attorney's Office confirmed the victims were 2 girls. The alleged crimes happened in South Dakota and at other locations. Mensing has now been indicted on a 3rd count. Yesterday, he was back in the federal courthouse in Sioux Falls and pleaded not guilty to a 3rd child pornography charge. An Irene man is behind bars after an incident involving a gun in Yankton County. The sheriff's office says it happened just after noon on Tuesday northwest of town. Authorities say deputies were called to the area for a suspicious vehicle in a ditch.
A deputy made contact with the driver, who then ran off into a wooded area with what officials believe was a rifle. Authorities say Justin Thompson was later arrested for warrants in Turner and Clay counties. The Yankton County Sheriff's Office says a rifle was found and is under investigation.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. Good morning, Scott.
All right, good morning, everybody. We continue to watch another day with hot temperatures, numbers in the 80s and 90s. That will cover central and eastern KELOLAND. Cooler in western South Dakota, where it looks like we have a pretty good chance to see rain. Temperatures in the 70s expected across western South Dakota. That high of 74 in Rapid City, but 91 in Pierre. Maybe a late day thunderstorm in central South Dakota. 91 Sioux Falls. 93 in Aberdeen. The rain will try to move in the eastern KELOLAND for this weekend. In fact, I think as we go through the day tomorrow, we have better chances for rain, and temperatures will cool with the rain this weekend as well. More details on your forecast with Brian coming up.
Thank you, Scott. Well, check out this video of blasting rock in downtown Sioux Falls. Last week, crews blasted rock deep enough to create a 15-foot trench to install a sewer main and other underground utilities near the 6th Street Bridge.
Along with the installation of a new bridge deck, crews will have a lot of underground utility work, including more blasting of rock that's just underneath the topsoil in the area.
They come in and drill down small holes, put charges in, then they cover it up with blast mats to make sure it's safe. And we really expect to see just a small little lift to the ground. I mean, that's a successful blast. When you hear blast, you think of a large explosion, but that's not what we're going for. We want a blast that fractures that rock enough that an excavator can pull it out.
Digital reporter Eric Mayer has drone video of the blast and more details on the 6th Street Bridge project in a KELOLAND.com original. A beloved gift shop in downtown Sioux Falls is closing its doors after 26 years.
Mrs. Murphy's Irish Gifts is going into retirement. The store owners are saying goodbye to the friends they've made in the community one last time.
It's been fun to visit with everybody that's come in, and they have come in good numbers to express their well wishes.
If you'd like to visit the shop one final time, the entire store is 40% off. And some sad news, Orville Netafee has died at the age of 95. Orville, if you recall, married Kay late in life, and the two decided to celebrate their anniversary every month because they knew they wouldn't have much time together.
They chose Botsky's as their place to have a romantic dinner on the 14th of every month. Jen Kruger is one of the bartenders. She says Orville was known for his tips.
And I had a random $2 bill collection since I've worked here at the bar. And Orville, I don't know if he knew this or if that's just his standard tip, but he had a $2 bill always with his tips.
When the two always sat at table number 4. It's now dedicated in Orville's memory.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning. Well, as we look at our weather today, it's another hot, hazy day. East River, especially on those temperatures being hotter in the 90s at times. We've been outperforming Futurecast 2 on these numbers just simply because of the drier soil and the direct effects of that. What's next? Well, we can pop some scattered thunderstorms in central South Dakota by early evening. I also think there'll be some cells in the west affecting Custer. Rapid City is also in that chance zone. And even overnight tonight, there'll be some more spots of rain around in the central third of South Dakota. So if you pick up some rain, I would really advise, be thankful for that. I know many of you will be, obviously, as we know how dry things have been or have been getting again this week. And then the chance of rain comes back tomorrow. This time the focus a little bit farther to the east, and I think we can see some cells in the James Valley, for example, maybe Sioux Falls by Friday evening. There's a chance of a thunderstorm, and then whatever fires up there will migrate east and fizzle, and then maybe another round could come into eastern Ketherland on Saturday. So that's kind of that window. It only comes in with the overlay of some moisture, a little bit more humidity. And then once this passes, probably early Sunday, then we'll shut the door again to the rain chance early next week. And we'll bring back some hotter weather again. But I am optimistic that next week's weather forecast will start to feature some changes to some more scattered thunderstorms again by the middle part of the week. So we'll see how that all unfolds in a year like this. It's been a challenging year for some of that moisture. 94 today in Huron. That's a hot one. 91 in Sioux Falls. We overlay our slight cool down for the weekend. If we manage to get more rain on Saturday, we could even tug that number down in the 70s for a day. But then Sunday, 40% chance of rain, mainly in the first half of the day, then back to upper 80s to near 90-degree levels. Aberdeen in the northeast, good chances of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, especially late afternoon and evening, high of 84. Lingering chance of rain Saturday. There's a slight chance Sunday, but the Minnesota counties probably a little more favorable on the rain chance Sunday. Pierre and Rapid City, your chances of rain are in the upfront forecast. Really, the next 48 hours is the best opportunity for that as we see that window there. And then it looks like Rapid City, too, will start to warm up early next week. Back to a lot of 80s Sunday through Tuesday. Check out more of the details on the weather online at KETHLELAND.com.